Hello everyone, this is just a sneak peek of Warful Season 2 Episode 3 for you. I have to say, it is a remarkable episode. It is absolutely wonderful because it plays with what's happening. So it's called Defiance, and it really tackles the Pilgrimage of Grace. You're going to ask me, what is the Pilgrimage of Grace? The Pilgrimage of Grace is one of the biggest Tudor rebellions in the 16th century and under Henry VIII's reign. The Pilgrimage of Grace is a rebellion that started in the fall 1536. It's very hard, I think, to put one date. Some people would say October, but the grievances happened beforehand. That's an important thing. And basically what is it? It's people being against the fact that Henry VIII broke with Rome. But it's not just that. It's obviously the dissolution of monasteries, but it's mostly the fact that Henry VIII is calling himself head of the church. It is the fact that they're raising taxes, have to pay more, and people are just thinking that Henry VIII has lost the plot. He lost his first wife, Catherine of Aragon. He discarded her. He married Anne Boleyn. Anne Boleyn had a very bad reputation, especially in the north of England. Everything happened in the north of England. Very Catholic, the north of England. And so people were just thinking, he's absolutely out of his mind. He repudiated his first wife, executed the second. So even if they were not a huge fan of Anne Boleyn, people were shocked by her execution. Also shocked by the allegations. Some people believe it was true. Some others were questioning maybe how come it happened. People were not that dumb even back then, right? And mostly it was a rebellion against the fact that Cromwell, a low-born, a base-born, was rising at court, was becoming a lord, and they felt like he was making the decision for the king. So, the Pilgrimage of Grace is what is portrayed and represented in this episode. But what's so well done, I think, is the fact that while it is shown in this episode, you also have Cromwell's regret, Cromwell's sadness when he went to see, Dorothy, Wolsey's daughter. You have his guilt that is showing. And that is a very good way, I think, because there's even it's not the ghost of Anne Boleyn, but it's probably the fact that he thought about her. He thought about what happened to her. And everything is done for the king. And now he's here in October, fall 1536, autumn 1536, and is thinking, oh my God, the king still has no heir. Nothing is going well for me. Nothing is going well for him. Jane Seymour is still not with child. So highly, highly problematic. He's told that there's rebellion starting, and he's told that people want his head. So you have really here a moment where Cromwell realizes that people absolutely hate him. There's a scene that is very good, is when Henry VIII discussed a poem with his Privy Council.
Sadler, send to Greenwich for my armour.
No, science, do not risk a secret person.
If the common folk are saying I am dead, what choice do I have?
Lord Cromwell's head is their chief demand. They believe my lord has practiced some device or sorcery of the king.
So here what's very interesting is that it is discussing the fact that Cromwell is also the problem, is also one of the demands of the rebels from the Pilgrimage of Grace. They're asking for his head. And here you can see already, which I think is so well done, Cromwell has enemies at court. It's not a surprise. Of course it's not a surprise, but here it's so well done. It shows you that you're never safe when you're close to power.
Made, my minister, and by God I will maintain him. If I say Cromwell is a lord, then he is a lord. And if I say Cromwell's heirs will follow me and rule England, then by God they will do it.
This scene is everything, because obviously I don't think, first of all, I don't think Henry VIII would have ever said that. But second of all, it gives ammunition to the people who are enemies to Cromwell. Because then it creates even more jealousy. It creates more animosity. But obviously I don't think that Henry VIII would have ever said that. But it also shows you, he wants to show you, that scene wants to show you that Henry VIII is fully in power, fully in control, whatever happens. And I like that. Now the rest of the episode, like, people are getting to war, they're preparing for war. Cromwell knows what's going on, he understands what's going on. And he also visits Jane Seymour, who is still with no child, and she tells him that when the king visits her, he then falls asleep and wakes up because of nightmares, and she feels like he feels guilty. And then we have this brilliant scene, because the reason Cromwell sees Jane Seymour is because he wants her to ask Henry VIII for Princess Mary to be brought back at court. What they want to avoid is, like, because he just saved her head, what he wants to avoid is for her to be reached out by rebels and basically undo everything he's done. So he asked Jane Seymour to do that, and she's going to do it. But what I love here is that it's going to be like, that scene might not be historically accurate, but the spirit of it, and I'm going to discuss this, probably is.
Please to bring the Lady Mary back to court, that I may have comfort in her society and share her confidence.
Are you lonely, sweetheart? But of course we can have her. If it will make you merry, my Lord Privy Seal.
Sir, my heart is moved by the divisions that arise between your subjects and your most sacred self. I am only a woman. I do not presume to be wiser than your majesty, but my heart misgives when honourable and devout customs are left off.
And what customs? No.
Your Grace, your people want the Pope of Rome. They want statues they've known all their lives, and blessed candles and holy days. Your Grace.
Let her be. She must be instructed.
Henry VIII goes on about the fact that he made the decision. He's the one who rules. He's the one who is in charge. Why do I say I love this? I love this because though I doubt that Queen Jane would have been so bold to question Henry and to say what she thinks that way in front of everyone when he's with his court, that doesn't make any sense to me. I think why they're doing it is because obviously it's everything through Cromwell's eyes, so you need Cromwell to be there. It is possible that she would have done it in front of Cromwell, but I think it would have been just the three of them. And I think it would have made it more powerful and more historically accurate. But what is accurate here? What do we know? We know that Jane Seymour voiced her concerns regarding the dissolution of monasteries. She asked for mercy for Pilgrimage of Grace rebels. Jane Seymour was Catholic. I really hope that you enjoyed this little video, and if you want to see the whole thing, you can subscribe and become a member of my channels, and you will have the full reviews of each episode of Warful Season 2. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!